board one of the BIL Match, November 14. Depends on how you're going to respond as North here on this one, as to whether you end up in hearts or clubs. The diamond bid here makes a lot of sense, and then we'll get a heart bid here, and then we'll get two clubs. Now at this point, North with their 7, 8, 9 points will probably either rebid two hearts, which is a sign off, weak hand saying let's play it in hearts, or we'll just pass, leaving it in clubs. If they pass, leaving it in clubs, I think that we'll probably see East make an overcall of two spades instead of letting them play a simple two clubs, and then we can get three clubs here. And this is a fine way to get three clubs. The other thing that North might do is simply rebid two hearts, and this is clearly to play. It's a little risky with 5 to the king, 10, 9, 8. I don't know. I mean, you're really truly hoping your partner has something. Otherwise, you've elevated the auction with not really anywhere to go. Either way, it works out in hearts or in clubs. And East has a pretty darn good hand here. One spade loser, a couple heart losers, a couple club losers. And if I'm this person, I am pushing on this hand pretty hard. We have 7, 9, no real place to overcall, and West will bid one no trump. Now, one no trump here is basically, and it's not promising a balanced hand, it's basically saying I don't have enough to go to the 2 level. At this point, East needs to push. Now, this is sort of interesting, but we could go to 3 spades, right? We got 8, 9, 5, 13 points, and 3 spades seems like seems a little much. It's not a spade suit that's solid. You don't have 17, 18 points. So if you bid 2 spades, you're going to be basically limiting your hand to about 14, 15 points, and that's going to be end of the auction. But like I said, I think I want to push with East's hand. I think I want to push, and because of that, I'm going to bid 2 clubs. Now, notice that 2 clubs, while it's also limited, right, it's got a wider range. We didn't jump shift into clubs, right, which we would do at about 18 or 19 points. But now we've made our opening bid 12 to 17 points. And now West, with their 6, 8 points, right, needs to continue to think about game. I think they would probably stick in a 2 diamond bid. I think that's a pretty good description. I'm on the weak side. I have diamonds, right? And then this person can bid 3 spades, right? And now we've shown our shape. We're probably 6-4, and we probably got a pretty good hand, right? And now West has to make a decision. It's a tough one. But if they figure their partner for 16, 15, 16, 17 points, they've got a heart stopper. And is there any reason why we're not just trying 3 no trump here? Now, 3 no trump will go down on a diamond lead, right? But I don't think you're going to get a diamond lead. Anyways, it's taking a chance, but if you get any other kind of lead, you've got a good chance of making this. Basically, you'll set up your clubs. You play your clubs first. Make sure you take the ace of hearts. Don't let them start poking around in other suits. Let's see what the robot would lead. Yeah, see, the robot's not going to find it, and we're fine on a spade lead. Sticking the 10, and I hope he's leading from ace-jack. And you probably get the 10, and then work on your clubs. And, I think you can whittle this down, or you could just lead a spade here. Let's put the robots in. What the hell? I'll play it. See if I'm right that this makes. Yeah, and I don't think you could fiddle around with the hearts. Get your heart trick right away. And now, let's see what happens. Clubs are set up, spades are set up, and you can take everything else without losing a heart, right? You can play over the jack, over to the 10, which is good now. And the spades are all good. You got the ace of diamonds. So this thing will make 3 no trump. Key here is that East really needs to push, and West needs to recognize the push. And if they do that, they'll find a game in the other table. Okay, so now we are at board 3. And I got some sympathy for North-South here. North-South bid a heart game, which I think is hard to miss, sitting in South seat. Look at that hand. It's just beautiful. 5, 6, 7 points, right? And here we got another hand like this, 13 points, but incredible strength being with a 6, 5, 2 hand. The two tables open this differently. I'm of the camp, and I don't know that I can vouch and say this is the right way or the wrong way, because I see it done both ways. I am of the camp that says if you're 6-5 in the minors, 6-5, and you have 6 in the minors and 5 in the majors, open the major anyways, right? And I do that just because I want to find the major fit if it's there. And I have to bid a couple times if I open clubs first. I have to bid a couple times to convince my partner I have 5 hearts, right? So I think that, now notice that East hand, right, there's not a whole lot of difference in points in these hands. We got 5, 6, 10, 11 points in North. We have 5, 6, 7, 13 points in South. But look at the difference in strength. I mean, the South hand is very, very strong. And the North's 11-pointer is not that good. It's got 2 jacks that are in 3-card suits. And its nice features are the Ace-10, 4th of clubs, and the King-Queen-9 in spades. So, you know, it seems like it's an invitational hand. But it's got its limits. I mean, I'm torn by this hand. But in any event, if you treat it as a limit raise, you're going to make a 3-card limit raise. You start with a no trump bid, forcing, assuming you're playing no trump, forcing no trump, and then you're going to get a 2-club bid, maybe even a 3-club bid. I mean, I would think hard about a 3-club bid here because the hand is just so good. 2 clubs, and then we'll get our sport 3 hearts limit raise, right? Should get there. Now, even if there's interference, so we get interference here. This is even a better way to show how strong South's hand is. Now they get to bid 3 clubs. This almost always promises 5-5. And now we get 3 hearts here. We're certainly going to get to 4 hearts. I mean, I just think this hand has to get to game, where of course it has a problem, right? In that that the hearts are split 5-0. Interestingly enough, if you start off with 1 club, which is the other camp, then we should get a 2 no trump, where we invite with 11 points here, right? And then I think that they're going to bid 3 hearts, which is certainly forward going, but showing that I've got a really unbalanced hand, and at which point they won't care. And we'll get to 3 no trump. And so long as they don't lead a diamond, we're fine, but they're going to lead a diamond, so that's not so good. But perhaps at this point, after hearing 3 hearts, North would say, okay, he's on balance with clubs and hearts. I can't count on him to have anything to help me out with these diamonds. You know, 3 small opposite Jack 10 5 will be fine, but 1 or 2 small opposite that holding is not going to be a stopper. So maybe at that point, North would just jump to 4 clubs, take a preference. No, or 4 clubs actually to show a 2-suited fit. Yeah, because they're going to think hearts are 4, so they'll show support for clubs. This person might bid 4 hearts here, showing 5. Maybe they stop in 4. Hearts get there that way. Either way, South's got to be moving this hand towards game. Fortunately, if it's in hearts, it's a game that doesn't make, and if it's clubs, it actually can. Okay, our first big swing of the game starts with another spectacular distributional hand. 6, 7, 5, 12, 16 points with a 6-card diamond suit. North should be thinking ahead, thinking, well, I'm going to open 1 diamond, I'm going to be able to rebid 3 diamonds, and I'm going to be able to show my hand. I'll start with 1 diamond. South is this balanced 4-3-3. We've had a lot of responders with 4-3-3 so far. 5, 6, 10 points. You know, I'm not really comfortable saying 2 no trump on that. So I think I would bid 1 no trump, which would be like 6-9 or a bad 10. I'm going to call that a bad 10. And that will get us a 3 diamond bid. Okay, Now, the way I think of three diamonds is this. When a partner jumps in a minor, some people actually play it as forcing. To me, I play it as it's forcing if I could reach down and I grab my wrist and I have a pulse. Then it's forcing. If I've bid one no trump on 5 points or something, 4 points, then I'll pass. But if I made any kind of real opener, then I'm going to treat that three diamonds as forcing. And of course, with this hand, I've got what looks to be stoppers in the rest of the suits. Certainly, best bet here is to bid three no trump. And I suspect this makes without a problem. The king of diamonds is caught. So we get 6 diamonds, 3 clubs. Ace of spades should be no problem making it. All right, so getting kind of a theme going here. I think in terms of evaluating hands. We've had some hands that make more than we think they're going to make, and hands that have 10 or 11 points, but aren't that very good. Okay, here is board 5. Both hands get to 4 hearts without a problem. I was going to suggest something on South. South has a little bit of freedom here to get in the way after 1 heart because his partner has passed. Right? So this is a time where you can get a little loose without worrying that your partner is going to have values that want to force him to game. Right? So if you bid 2 no trump here, this promises clubs and diamonds. Now, West will want to treat this hand as an invitational hand, I suspect. We've got the ace king of diamonds, and that's really nice, and the queen 9-2 of hearts, sweet. So if they treat that as an invitational hand, they can Q-bid the clubs, right? South has bid the clubs. They can Q-bid the clubs to show support in hearts. They could also Q-bid the diamonds if they had a hand with, say, 5 spades in invitational values. Diamonds would be spades, clubs is support. This is called unusual versus unusual, and it's an extremely necessary gadget to acquire. Anyways, over the 3 club diamond support, then we're going to get to 4 hearts, even though South did their best to try to throw a wrench into the monkey works, or a monkey into the wrench works. So 6 kind of got, wires were crossed all over the place at both tables. First of all, you can take a real simple approach on this one, and I'm not sure why that didn't happen. Both Easts opened this hand sort of an unnecessarily complicated manner. We have 7, 8, 9, 4, 13, 8, 21, 23 points, right? And we have a no trump ladder. We open 1 and we bid 1 no trump with 12 to 14. We bid 1 no trump to start with 15 to 17. We bid a suit and then bid 2 no trump to show 18 to 19. We opened 2 no trump with 20 to 21. So what do we do with 22 to 23? Well, we just bid 2 clubs first. You get a 2 diamond response, and then we bid 2 no trump, and now we've shown 22, 23 points in a balanced hand. I'm not sure what the problem was here. This is certainly what we're talking about. All right, so we do that. We're going to get a transfer. Oops, get rid of that. We get a transfer bid over here to hearts, and then we get 3 no trump here. This seems like a pretty simple auction, yet both tables managed to confuse themselves. One table didn't even get to game, and the other table ended up in 6 diamonds. So one underachieved and one was overly optimistic. I don't know. This seems like a pretty standard auction. On a pretty standard. All right. So on board 7, right? Board 7, what we were dealing with was this big opening preempt of 3 spades. Now, what you need to realize is this: if your partner bids over 3 spades, they want to be in game. Period. Right? There's no reason to bid over 3 spades unless you want to be in game. So if your partner reaches in the box and pulls out any other card except the pass card, go to game. Period. It's that simple. Right? So we come around to East, who has a magnificent hand, right? They got 9, 6, 15 points and all working honors. It's just beautiful. Right? And because the preempt was to his left, there's a really good chance that if there are aces, they're going to be in North's hand and West's hand. So those kings are looking pretty good too. This is a good hand. And I think Bull started with a double, which seems reasonable to me, right? And then West needs to make a bid. Now, somebody left this in. There is time and place for leaving a double in, right? If you had, say, 4 of the spades or 5 of the missing spades, right, and they were good spades, you might want to leave that spade in and set them a bunch, right? They're vulnerable. Your game is worth 620, but they're vulnerable. So if you can set them 2, 5, 8, down 3, if you can set them 3, if you can hold them to 6 tricks, right, then you're going to do better than making a game. But other than that, you've got to bid a game. Now, if you had a spade stopper, right, you could bid 3 no trump. Without the spade stopper, you need to make a bid. Your partner has promised support, so bid your longest suit. But don't mess around. Just bid your game. All right. Now, the other thing I thought in this hand was that neither North raised this preempt. 3 spades is a big hurdle, right? But there's a good chance that somebody out there wants to go to game, because you don't have that much. You have 7 points. Your partner might have 7 points. Right? At least 26 points out there. Right? So I think I would raise this to 4 spades. And now it becomes nearly impossible. I mean, East is going to still maybe will boldly make the same bid, right? But now it's a little dicey on whether or not this is in fact for takeout or double. My partners and I would play this as I want to be in game, bid a game, and we still get to 5 diamonds. Oops, not that one. But I think we'd still get to 5 diamonds here. Okay, but I think that what the takeaway from this hand is, if your partner's bidding over 3 spades, then he wants to be in game. He's not bidding over 3 spades to make 4 diamonds or 4 clubs, right? So if you don't bid game, he's going to think that you have nothing, right? So bid the game, and that brings us to board 8. So both parties ended up in 2 no trump in the North. Oh yeah, here, this doesn't need to go to 2 no trump. 2 no trump is not a good contract. My memory is that it's down 1. I think somebody made 2 no trump, but I think they had a little help. But we have 19 points. We talked earlier about the 23-point hand and the no trump ladder. I will look for reasons to bid 1 no trump, but I don't look for reasons to bid 2 no trump. Okay, I'm more than happy to just follow the rules. Wrong hand, apologize. More than happy to bid a diamond here. And now when my partner passes, and this person bids hearts, right? My intention when I opened 1 diamond was to bid 2 no trumps to show this 18, 19-point hand. But my partner doesn't have any points. They couldn't scrape up an answer to 1 diamond. So there's no reason to go to 2 no trump here. No reason at all to go to 2 no trump. And actually bidding 1 no trump shows that hand. 1 no trump shows a hand that couldn't open 1 no trump, and over your pass still is going to bid 1 no trump. This is an 18 or 19-point hand. Okay, now when that passes out, I think we have a much better chance. Yeah, much better chance of making this. Like I said, I think we needed help to make 2 no trump. This hand will make 1 no trump easily, and you get a positive score. Okay, well that's it, and it was a good match. Things got a little haywire score-wise in the last few boards. I wouldn't sweat that; those things happen, and it was entertaining hands, though. Fun to play. See you next time.